Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm gonna talk about my piercing, where I got it, my experience, if I like it, and yeah. So let's start with like the background. Ever since I was little I've always wanted to get a piercing, but my mom always said I was too young. So when I was 12, my mom said when I was young, she's like, when you're 12 you can get your piercing. Then on my 12th birthday, or when I was 12, I was like, Mom, I'm 12, can I get a piercing? She said no, when you're 13. So then the next year comes and I'm like, Mom, I'm 13, can I get a piercing? She says no, you're still too young, maybe when you're 15. So my 15th birthday comes around and my mom said after you're 15, because I was having a quinceañera, and she said after your quinceañera you can get your piercing. That way you can look more modest, I guess. I don't know, but she just said after your quinceañera. So I was like, okay. And then after my quinceañera, I couldn't get it. I couldn't get my piercing because I had cheerleading. And so since I had cheerleading, you can't have a piercing. Well, I mean, like, you can, but you're gonna have to take it out. So it didn't really, it wasn't convenient for me. So then right after cheer, I was like, Mom, I need to go get my piercing. I was so excited to get my piercing because one, I really wanted to get a nose piercing, but my mom said no. She's like, you're not gonna get your nose piercing because face piercings don't look good on girls or people in general. So I was like, okay, fine, like, you know. And then my dad, I actually told my dad about it, and he was like, oh, you're not gonna get it done, like, you're gonna back out, I don't think you're gonna go through it. And I was like, yeah, I am gonna get, like, I really want to get my piercing done. So he was like, I'll pay for your piercing. And I was like, really? He's like, yeah, I'll pay for it. And I'm like, okay. My last competition was in Bakersfield, and it was on a Saturday. It was the 3rd. And the next day I was so excited. I got up, I was waiting for it to be 11. And my mom said, wait, I got ready, I cleaned my room, because my mom's like, if you don't clean your room, you're not gonna get your piercing. And I was like, okay, fine. So I made sure I cleaned my room, and then I got ready. And as we were leaving, my brother started to feel a little bit sick, and my mom was like, wait, we have to wait a little bit. So then around 7, 8, I was a little bit upset because I wanted to get it done that day. My mom was like, what time does it close? And I said, oh, it closes at 11. So she said, okay, we still have time. So it was around 8. It was my brother, my sister, my mom, and my dad came in the car, and we went to Bulldogs because before that, I had a friend, her name is Miriam, and she got her piercing at Bulldogs. If you're in the San Jose area, it's a great place to get your piercing. But before that, I wanted to also know where other people have gotten their piercings done. And then one of my cheer friends, she said, really great place to get your piercing. I have friends who have gotten it done there. So a lot of people have told me that it was a pretty good place. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to this place. And so we got there. It's on, I'll put the address in the description. So then we got there, we went inside, then they disinfected. It's really clean inside there. So they disinfected my belly, my belly and my stomach, like where they're gonna pierce it. They disinfected that. Then this other guy, he marked where the piercing was going in with a marker, and then after that he told me lay on the bed. So as I laid on the bed, I started to get more nervous, and at this time my dad was like paying, and he was like filling something out, and my mom was watching. And then my brother, I left my phone on this little like rail, I guess you can say. I left it on a rail, and he grabbed it and he started to record. I don't know, I wasn't gonna record, or I thought my mom was gonna record, but I didn't want to start recording because I was like, what happens if they're not okay with it, you know? Like I said, when I was little on YouTube, and I would put getting belly button piercings. So from what I remembered was that they would grab, it looked like how would you call it? It looked like some scissors, but at the bottom it would have like a little circle, and it was just like a tool. So with that, they would grab it, they would clip it on your stomach, and then it would be like a little circle, and then it would be like a little circle, and then right there, that's where they would poke the needle. That's where the needle would go in through. So that's what I thought. So I thought, he said, he didn't tell me like 1, 2, 3, like he didn't tell me anything. So what he did was, he was looking, I'll show you the video here. Okay, so he grabs the needle and he's gonna pierce my belly right about now. And then you can see me flinching. And then peep, look at the mirror. You can see my mom with her disgusted face. And then he grabs the piercing, puts it in, and that's the part that hurt the most, as you can see my face. I'm not gonna lie, it did hurt. From what people, from what the videos that I watched, a lot of people said that no, it didn't hurt, it just feels like a little pinch. No, well, for me, it did hurt. I felt like him going through the tissue. And then that's when he finished, and then I flinched. He said, oh, you're fine, the worst part already passed. That when he was gonna put the piercing in, it wasn't gonna hurt as much as him making the hole. So I was already confident. I was like, okay. So then he took the needle out, I believe, or I don't know how it happened, but then he grabbed the needle, he grabbed the piercing and he stuck it in. It hurt more. I don't know, like I felt like the tissue ripping again. So yeah, after that I was really excited, and then we got in. My dad was like, oh, you're done? And I was like, yeah, I'm done. And then they explained to me how you clean it, and yeah. So I'm gonna tell you guys how you clean it. So what I do, it says 1 cup and half a 1 tablespoon or half a tablespoon. Don't quote me on this, but I'll leave it in the description. So I didn't want to use 1 cup. It said to clean it twice with Cetaphil and with sea salt water. So what I would do was, when I got home, I cleaned it and everything, and then it was hurting. Like when I would sit down, and then when I would stand up out of nowhere, it would hurt, because I felt like I don't know, it just hurt because I was stretching it out. And then the next day, I wasn't able to like bend down or like sit in a certain way. I had to kind of like sit back, because it would hurt when I would put like pressure on it and stuff, or when it would hit. Because one time my mom grabbed my phone and she's like, oh, here, Angela, and she tossed it at me, forgetting that I had my piercing. And I was like, oh my god, that hurt. And then my brother fell asleep. He slept in my room once, and he kind of kneed my stomach, and I was like, oh man, that hurt. So then I guess I would say after a week or 5 days, that's when my piercing, it was sore, so I would have to be careful with it. But after that, it was totally fine. But I will say you have to keep it clean, because it will get infected, just because you're rubbing your stomach against anything, because like you're leaning over, or when you're leaning on like a table or something, it can get infected, and it will get infected. So you have to be really, really careful with it. And after 3 months, you can go swimming, and after 6 months, you can change out your piercing, and I guess that's when it's fully healed. Other than that, I had a great experience. So far, nothing has happened. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, like I said, I'll link all that extra information down in the description. Bye guys.